My name is Damon Brown of DamonBrown.net. My main thing is helping you as a solopreneur, as a side hustler, or otherwise as a non-traditional entrepreneur. Today we're going to talk about something kind of fun. How Martha Stewart, how Beyonce, and how the Kardashians keep making more money. It sounds superficial. In fact, when I talked about this over in my ink column at inkdamebrown.com, you can look at the notes. People were upset at me. But let me break down as to why this is so important. All these three people, the Martha Stewart, Beyonce, and the Kardashian clan, they make money based on their money. I'm going to break down how. And there's three basic tenets. You have to work with what you've got. There's an excellent book. I live by it. It's called The Martha Rules. This is not an advertisement. A mentor of mine, Andrea King Collier, shout out to Andrea. Oh my man, like 2 decades ago, recommended this book. Man, this book is fantastic. In the book, Martha Rules, she talks about the Martha Rules. One of the rules is to essentially work with what you got. Back in the day when she had her radio program and she had her magazine, kind of like Oprah had like 10 years later, she would take one particular thing and split into multiple different things. So for instance, let's say it's October and it's apple season, because apple picking was big back when I was growing up in the Midwest, right? So it's like, all right, cool. So for the satellite radio program, we're going to talk about apple cider. So we'll have a program on that. But then in the magazine, on the cover, we'll talk about apple pies and apple tarts. So we'll talk about how to break that down. And then on the Martha Stewart TV show, all that first week of October, we're going to talk about how to pickle them. So we'll talk about that. So in other words, we're going to take this one product and find a million ways to talk about them. She had a million different platforms, kind of like Oprah did about 10 years ago. And so she would take one idea and multiply it. And suddenly you have one proverbial batch of apples, and you're making money on it, if you want to talk about money, in a million different ways. There's serious power in that. So where can you do that in your life, right? And working with what you got, doing it once. Number 2 is to appear everywhere at once. This is killer. This is all about Beyonce. Now, a few years ago, Beyonce actually got hired as a headliner for Coachella. It was such a big deal because Coachella tends to be rock oriented and frankly white oriented. So it was a really big deal. Particularly Beyonce, again, was at the peak of her powers. Big deal. Probably got $7 million. Netflix then recorded a special about her Coachella appearance. She gets the bag from that, as they say. So she got another 10 mil. Let's just throw it out there. 10, 12 mil. Probably higher for her. Let's say 12 million for the exclusive rights to that recording. 6 months or so later, she drops an album called Homecoming. Excellent album, by the way. Highly recommend it. A live album called Homecoming that's a recording of the Coachella appearance. And guess what? She's still making money off of that, including from me. Man, her top 3. Excellent album. So she's making money 3 ways from one 2-hour appearance. So that's how you appear everywhere at once. I'm talking to you right now. This will appear on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/BrownDamon. It'll also appear on Amazon and other platforms like that. Later on, this could become a podcast. You could be listening to it. This actually could become a chapter or excerpt or a piece of the next book that I do based on my new publishing imprint. And of course, my current book, Build From Now. Some of this stuff was based on things that I wrote at my ink column over at inkdamebrown.com. In other words, kind of like the Martha Stewart or the Martha Rules idea, you're doing something once and then you're allowing it to multiply. And Beyonce is excellent at that. I'm trying to be better at that too. So think about that. That's how they make their money multiply. Even with the Kardashians, until recently they had the reality TV show, which is how they got their popularity. It just ended, I think, about a year ago. But when they were launching, I don't know, Kylie, the younger one, was launching a makeup line, then they'd be showing the makeup line on the reality TV show. So they're literally getting paid to advertise their own startups. Think about that. There's some power in that. How can you leverage that? So number 1, already work with what you got. Again, that's the Martha Stewart rule. Number 2, you really want to be everywhere at once. So do something once and then multiply it. And lastly, number 3, remember that you've already done enough. You might have stuff on your cutting room floor that you forgot about. Or you might have manuscripts or things you jotted down from years ago. You might have little musical pieces here and there. Stop literally stop and see what will work in the past. Even the discussion I'm having with you, that got spurred from, again, an Inc. magazine column that I did a while ago that talked about this very subject. And so I'm expanding on something that I already explored at this point 2 or 3 years ago. But now it's in a different form. I'm able to connect with you. It's a different platform. And I'm actually able to make passive income from it. Because I've already thought about these ideas. And this is within my wheelhouse because I enjoy talking to you. So that's one way, very meta way, where I didn't have to recreate the wheel. I didn't have to create a new video for you. I just had to talk about something that I wrote about a little while ago that touched such a nerve with our readers and the people that I connected with that it was worth exploring with you in video form. So don't feel like you have to recreate the wheel. I don't see Martha Stewart, the Kardashians, or Beyonce recreating the wheel. Heck, Beyonce's last major album was based on The Lion King, and that's been around for a very long time. You don't have to be original with it. You just have to find a new way to serve your audience. If you're looking for new ways to understand your own resources, come on over to buildfromnowquiz.com, buildfromnowquiz.com. It's based on my new book, Build From Now, How to Know Your Power, See Your Abundance, and Nourish the World. The quiz is free. It'll take you like 2 minutes. Hundreds of y'all have taken it. It's multiple choice. It's really quick, and it'll give you the best insight as far as what your biggest resource or strength is now and how you can maximize it. Hope to see you over there. Until then, remember to always bring your worth and that you can always build from now. Take care.